October 4th, 2019, Olympia, Washington. I never believed in the supernatural. I laughed at ghost stories, skipped horror movies, and scoffed at anything labeled paranormal. But that was before the knocking started, before I saw it, before I realized that something out there had picked me. I live alone in Olympia, Washington. I inherited the house after my grandmother passed away last year. I moved in expecting peace, solitude, a place to rebuild after my divorce. Instead, I found dread. The first knock came on a Thursday, 3:12 a.m., sharp, deliberate, not aggressive, but not uncertain either. I figured it was a mistake. Maybe some drunk teenager or someone at the wrong house. I didn't check the door. I waited it out. But the next night, it came again. Same time, same pattern. 3 knocks. This time, I peeked through the peephole. No one was there. Just the porch, just fog, just silence. I turned away. Then something moved in the corner of my eye at the edge of the yard. A tall silhouette, still as a tree, watching. My chest tightened. I blinked. Gone. Nothing there now. I stayed awake the rest of the night, light on, heart racing. The next morning, I found something odd on my porch. A single bare footprint. It faced the door. Not like someone had walked away, but like they were still there, waiting to be let in. I cleaned it up. Told myself I was being paranoid, but the knock came again that night, and the next, and the next. I stopped sleeping. I started checking the peephole every night, and every night I saw the same thing. Nothing. Until October 11th, I woke up to the knock. Only this time it wasn't 3. It was 7. And they were slower. I looked through the peephole again. And there it was, not just a shadow now, not just fog. Something stood directly outside the door. It wasn't breathing, wasn't blinking, but its head tilted toward the peephole. It knew I was watching. That's when the whispering began. Not out loud inside my house. I turned around and saw writing on the mirror by the front closet. Foggy, drawn in condensation. Let me in. That night, I drove to a motel and stayed awake under fluorescent lights. And when I returned the next morning, my front door was wide open. No signs of break-in, no alarms, nothing stolen, just open. And on the kitchen table, something waited for me. A note, in my grandmother's handwriting. It knocked for me once too. I never answered. That's why you're here. That night, I slept in my car, and I've been sleeping in it ever since. But now, it doesn't matter where I am. Every night, at 3:12 a.m., something knocks. It's not at my door anymore. It's inside me. I hear it knocking now, even when I'm alone. Especially when I'm alone. I don't know what I invited. I only know this. It doesn't stop until it's answered. December 12th, 2020. I used to think the woods were peaceful. When I was a kid, I'd spend hours out there making forts, pretending to be lost, building fake campfires. The woods were a place where life was quiet, where the rest of the world couldn't reach me. But I'm not a kid anymore, and last year the forest near our town got something new, a playground, and the moment it showed up, people started disappearing. My name is Caleb. I'm 17 now. The story starts with a girl named Claire Holloway, a freshman at my high school. She lived 3 blocks from me. One evening in early November, she went for a jog through the woods. She never came back. The search went on for days. Volunteers combed the trails, helicopters, dogs, nothing. No scent, No phone signal, no dropped keys, just her footprints leading off the main path toward a clearing, and then they stopped. What's strange is the new playground had never been built. At least not by the town. No record, no permit. It just appeared one morning. No one saw it arrive, but everyone noticed it. It wasn't on any trail map. The equipment looked decades old. Metal slide, tire swing, merry-go-round, but freshly bolted to the ground, like someone was expecting it to last. My friend Zeke said he saw someone standing there one night. A kid. Alone. Swinging. Didn't look right, Zeke said. Looked like her, like Claire. But she didn't move. Didn't blink. He left before she turned around. Smart move. I wasn't that smart. I went to the playground 3 days after that. Not to mess around, just to see it. It was still there. Empty. Quiet. I stepped on the merry-go-round and gave it a gentle push. The metal groaned, rust flaked. As it spun, I noticed something. There were names etched into the panels. Names I recognized. Kids from our school. Kids who went missing over the past decade. That night, I had a dream. I was back in the woods. It was snowing, even though it hadn't snowed in weeks. The playground was there, glowing faintly, and standing beneath the monkey bars. Every missing kid, Claire was among them. She smiled at me. Her mouth moved, but no sound came out. I tried to step forward, and then I heard it, a voice like grinding metal. Stay. I woke up choking. A dried leaf was in my mouth. I told my parents. They said I was stressed. I stopped sleeping, stopped going near the woods, until 2 nights ago. I got that message at 3:33 a.m. No number, no profile photo, just those words. I blocked the contact. The next night, I got a video. The footage was from inside my room. I sleep with the door locked. I live on the 2nd floor. My window has bars. It showed me, sleeping. That night, I heard the creaking, not from my dreams, from downstairs. The swing was moving. I haven't been to school since. My mom thinks I'm sick. But last night, she saw something too. She woke me up screaming. Said she saw Claire in the backyard. Said she saw a face made of bark and teeth crawling across the swing chains. Said it smiled. We're leaving tomorrow. Burning the house. Leaving the state. But I know the truth now. The playground didn't come for Claire. It came for me. It's growing. I saw it last night. Another swing appeared. And this morning, a kid in town vanished. They don't announce it anymore. They know. They just don't want to say it. So if you ever walk through the woods and find a playground that wasn't there before, run. Don't touch it. Don't swing. Don't listen to them when they call you by name, because they will. March 15th, 2018. I've lived in this house my whole life. My parents bought it when I was 2. It's a small place. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, creaky floorboards, and that musty attic smell that never goes away. I used to love it. Until I found out we weren't the only ones living here. I'm Jenna. I was 16 when this happened. I never believed in ghosts, and to be honest, I still don't. Because whatever was in our house, it wasn't a ghost. It was something else. Something alive. It started with sounds. Light tapping above my ceiling. Then footsteps. I told my dad, but he said it was squirrels in the attic. But squirrels don't drag things, and they don't whisper. One night I was alone in the house. I was brushing my teeth when I heard something crash above me, like furniture being knocked over. I froze. Then, a cough. Not just any cough. A wet, gurgling kind, like someone trying not to choke. I climbed up, shaking. Just old boxes, spider webs, nothing strange, until I saw the crawl space door in the far corner, behind insulation boards. It was open. I don't remember crawling in. I don't remember grabbing a flashlight. It's like I was drawn in. The passage was tight, narrow, like it had been carved through the house's bones. And then I saw it. A figure hunched in the far corner, too tall to sit upright, head brushing the ceiling, wearing a filthy coat, eyes reflecting like an animal. And it was smiling. Scrambled backward, screaming. My foot caught something. A box. It spilled open. Inside were photos of me, sleeping. Dozens of them. I barely made it out. My parents didn't believe me until they went up themselves. By then, he was gone. But the photos weren't. We called the police. They searched the entire property, found hair, clothing, food wrappers. He'd been living up there for months, coming down while we slept, watching me. I still don't know his name. They never caught him. But sometimes I wake up and my closet door is open. Sometimes I hear coughing again. A month ago, my dad found a new crawl space behind the bathroom wall. It wasn't on the blueprints. It wasn't meant to be there. But it was, and there were footprints inside. If you're hearing this, check your attic. Check your walls. And if you see a vent cover that's slightly loose, don't tighten it. Just run. June 11th, 2022. Some houses age like people. They carry memories, secrets, regrets. And some carry pieces of the people they've swallowed whole. My uncle's house was like that. I was 18 that summer. My parents were going through a rough divorce, so they sent me to stay with my Uncle Martin. I hadn't seen him in years. He lived alone, too alone if I'm honest. Uncle Martin was quiet, kept to himself, and the house, it creaked all the time, like it was trying to speak but had forgotten how. I stayed in the guest room on the second floor. The first night, I couldn't sleep. Not because of the bed or the storm outside, but because I kept hearing, whispering. At first I thought it was the pipes. Old houses make noises, right? But the whispers weren't random. They were words, my name. Kyle. Soft, gentle, familiar. Like it had said my name 1,000 times. And then came the knock from inside the closet. The next morning I asked my uncle about the voices. He froze. Don't talk to it, he said. It listens. That night I tried to sleep with music in my ears. But something pulled the earbuds out. I know it wasn't me. I woke up to the sound of breathing right above me. The attic stairs had been sealed off, or so I thought. But the next day I found a hidden door behind the old bookcase. It led up, and what I saw, I can't forget. The attic was full of paintings, hundreds, all portraits of the same woman, painted over decades. In every one, she got closer to the canvas. I turned to leave, but the door had vanished, and behind me, someone whispered my name again, only this time, it came from inside my head. I don't remember what happened next. I woke up the next morning in bed, but my uncle was gone. No note, no clothes, no car. Police said he just disappeared, but I know better. I went back to the attic weeks later. There was a new painting, a man screaming, wearing my uncle's clothes. I burned the painting, or I thought I did. It showed up in my room last week. Different now. And the woman? She's smiling. I think the house followed me. And every night, I hear her whisper again. Kyle, look behind you. September 9th, 2003. Helena, Montana. Some secrets are buried on purpose, not just with dirt, but with silence, fear, and time. My brother and I found something we were never supposed to see. And even now, decades later, I'm not sure we ever truly got out. We were kids, 13 and 11. Just two boys looking for adventure in the woods behind our neighborhood. We'd ride for hours, pretending we were explorers. But the day we found the hatch, everything changed. My brother Mark found the keypad first. I told him to leave it alone, but Mark was always braver than me. He pressed a few buttons, and to our surprise, the hatch clicked open. We descended into the darkness, using our bike lights. The air was thick and smelled like iron and mold. The deeper we went, the colder it got, until we reached a huge metal door, slightly ajar. Inside was a bunker, full of strange equipment, monitors, oxygen tanks, sealed storage crates. It looked abandoned, but not old, like someone had just left. We found rooms with bunk beds, metal chairs, chalkboards with strange equations, and then a door with warning signs, red lettering, biolocked, do not enter. Mark scanned his hand. Of course it didn't work. But the door wasn't locked. It had been pried open from the inside. There was a large room, circular, with a glass door in the center. Inside the door, or what was left of them, they were moving, but their eyes were open. Some pressed against the glass. Their mouths looked like they were screaming. Silently. Mark wanted to get closer, but I grabbed him. That's when we heard it. A mechanical hiss. Then something behind the glass started to move. It wasn't like the others. It was bigger, taller, and it looked aware. It turned its head, and it looked right at us. We ran, harder than I've ever run in my life, but the doors started closing behind us, one by one. Something was sealing the place in. We barely made it out. The hatch slammed shut behind us. Mark tried to reopen it, but the keypad was dead, just static. We told our parents. They thought it was a game. We told the sheriff. He searched the woods and found nothing. The hatch was gone. like it never existed. For years, we doubted ourselves, until last year. I got a letter. No return address. Just 2 words typed in red still below. I haven't slept right since. Mark won't talk about it anymore. But last week, I saw something in the trees behind my house, watching. And it had one red eye. Some stories echo long after they're told. Some things knock, and we don't open the door. But what happens when they start coming inside anyway? The truth is, not everything that looks human is, and not everything that disappears was ever truly gone. If you made it this far, lock your doors, check your windows, and hit that subscribe button. I share real encounters and terrifying stories every week, and I promise the next one will be even darker. Leave a comment with the part that disturbed you the most, and tell me, have you ever heard a knock you shouldn't have?